Okay. Yes. So we are finally live now. Everybody, welcome to day 37 of our 50-day challenge. I am Ellie. I'm on the call with Newton and okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm on the call with Newton and then Kweku. So I was talking about how I was able to complete the 50-day challenge earlier than expected. Probably we'll have to talk about that in a different call because I spent a few minutes talking about that in the previous call that I joined, which wasn't recorded. Yeah. But today we are supposed to talk about the 80-20 principle. Yeah, famously known by the book that Richard wrote. Um, how has your day been, Kweku?
The usual. My day hasn't ended; it's still ongoing, but so far so good. Since I finished my website project, I've had a little bit of time off. My mind. Um, I've been able to do a few edits on the website, pushed it to the Git and then to the website, and then it's functioning now. It's on the Google account for the company. So once you go to the Google for the company, you find the websites there as well. It's functioning. People are visiting the website here and there. So let's say that is like one down. Hopefully we'll do some edits to it or upgrades to it as and when the time there need be. But for now, since then I've been working on my Java since we began doing it in class, and I think I finished the ATM simulator project some time ago. That was before I finished the website. So I have now gone back to it, and I'm also trying to build a budget tracker with Java. Yeah, so it's a basic one. All the ones I've done so far are basically for the command line. So I'm just building the command line simple budget tracker for myself with Java as a form of practice. So I've barely begun. I just did the first document today, the main file today, and when I ran it, I had a few errors. I tried to fix them, but I couldn't fix them. I was out of time. I had to come to work. So hopefully by the end of today, or I could do that tomorrow. See whether I can fix the errors in that, and then let it run before I add the other pages to it. So far so good.
Okay, that's good. Newton, how was your day?
My day has been okay. Um, Today I was able to complete my password manager. So I created a password manager using Python. So this password manager, it's having an entry for a website that you want to save the password. Then you get to generate a password. So I'm having a list of passwords and you get to generate it. But today I continued on the JavaScript object notation so that if I want to search a password that I've saved, I just type it in and I click on the search and it will give me um, a dialog box that's containing the name of the email and then the password. Yes. And then I hop on to continue to start another project, which is a flashcard. Yes, for learning it. That's translation. So you'll be shown the French name and then at the back of the card, we are having the English name. So that's what I'm also working on. I'm not done with it, but the password manager, I'm done with it. That's what I've done today.
Wow, that's progress. Yeah. Um, so this is just a short something I want us to do. I will ask two questions, and when I ask the questions, you have less than 5 seconds to answer. But don't give me an answer, just write it on a piece of paper. Okay. This is just something short. Hope we are okay. Okay.
Okay.
So you will have to choose between two phones. Okay. Um, one phone is without a SIM card, and the other phone is with a SIM card. Assuming you have to choose in your current state, you have everything that you have now, and you don't have what you don't have now. But someone is giving you a phone. And so there are two phones that you have to select. One is without a SIM card, one is with a SIM card. Which one will you select? The time starts now. Just write the answer. Okay, it's time. So the second question, you are supposed to go for a vacation, all paid. Someone is paying for everything. Now, the room in which you live in Berlin, there's a table. But the room in which you live in Paris, there's no table. Which will you go for? Berlin with a table or Paris without a table? Everything will be paid for by someone else. Okay. So don't change your answers. Kweku, in the first situation, which one, what did you selected?
No sim.
You selected no
No sim.
SIM.
Right.
Okay. Newton, what did you selected?
Same with sim.
With SIM.
Yeah.
Okay. Kweku, second, what did you selected?
No table.
No table. No, the first one you selected no SIM, right?
Yes.
Okay, Newton, the second one, what did you selected?
With table.
With table. Okay. Now, Kweku, why did you selected no SIM?
Well, because I think there are other things that can be used in place of a SIM card in a phone. So I could, if I basically I need my SIM card to be able to get a number in my current state to make calls and all that. But without a SIM card, I could do the same thing with certain websites or apps. Even if it comes to the internet, I can always have an internet device router to give me internet access and use the phone for other things, not necessarily for calls.
Okay, but why did you select no table?
Oh well, because I could use other things for what the table can do. Because when you say table, a table can be any table. But if, for instance, what I can do on a table, I can even do on the floor or even um on the bed. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Newton.
Oh, for the SIM card, you see, SIM card is used for communication and stuff. So it's necessary for me to have it. Maybe I might be in a secluded area or something, so I might need it to contact and have access to the internet and the likes. For the table helps us be organized. We can use it for learning, for studying. Like it has a lot of uses, so that's why I chose a room with a table, then the SIM card as well.
No, but the room still has bed, chairs, and everything. So, and it's a vacation. What will you need a table for?
Mm, it needs to be there. I like tables.
Okay, okay. So we will have to discuss the results of this short um experiment after this call. It's more like a psychology test. Probably, yeah, most of it used in marketing and selling. Yeah, and it tells you who you are selling to, and it tells a lot about the person. Yeah. So who has ever heard about the 2080 rule before? Principle, the 2080 principle.
I'm not too sure if it's that one. The 80/20 I know is with regards to finance.
Okay, yeah, you can share probably if that is it. We can just go
Okay.
about.
Yeah, I think the one I know is our finance, where yeah we are admonished to I think save 80 and spend 20 or something like that. But I've heard it before. If maybe not in this context, but that's what I think. That's where I think I heard it.
Okay. Yeah, Newton. Have you heard it before?
It seems so. I'm not really sure. It's like 80% of the things we do stems from 20% of the results. I've forgotten how it goes, but something like that. But I don't really remember how it
Okay.
goes.
Okay. I think that's it. And then it doesn't work in all situations, but in most situations it works. So the basic idea behind the principle is that 80% of your result is coming from your 20% effort. And when you look at it, it sounds so true because we have a lot of people on our contacts list, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, almost everywhere. But if you count or you strike a percentage of the effective number of people you usually communicate to, they are just like even less than 20%. So you have 1,000 contacts, but you communicate with only 200 or even less, equally on LinkedIn. And so this is about the work, not the work side, but like the friendship side. You know a lot of people, but the people you usually communicate with, you mingle with, you do whatever thing you want to do with, they contribute to just 20%. And it is that 20% that has contributed to you like the 80% results that you are now. And the same way in work, it also talks about um your 20% effort contributes to your 80% results. And this applies in a lot of ways. So it talks about you also trying to push in and perfect the little. Don't try to push a lot of things. Example, you're applying to school, applying for a job, you want to learn a skill. No, don't learn all the skills in the world. Just focus on the 20%, perfect the 20%, and that 20% can give you the best results that you want. Now, this also applies to finance and even HR. It applies to a lot of fields. In case you want to increase profit and productivity, it's you only need the 20%. You only need the 20% and not the 80% that um you only need the 20% to get the 80% result, and 80% is an A. Yeah, so that's a basic idea behind the book. That's from Richard Kush. I think that's a name. Koch. Yeah. Any question about that particular rule?
No, no.
Yeah,
But
I
I don't.
learned. Yeah.
Go on, go on.
Okay, yeah, Newton.
go on. This one was talking. Kweku was about to talk.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
Oh no, I'm fine. I think Ellie was talking, so I'm
Hey,
waiting.
Prof,
I'm
please,
waiting for Ellie.
Prof, please talk.
So,
Oh, I was
Yeah, yeah, Newton, please talk.
Newton talk. Don't say anything. Just talk.
should I? Okay, so I was saying that it is true. It's true because mostly we find it hard keeping things at the minimal, and the current Gen Zs, we are having problem with focusing on one thing because of the exposure from social media and the various views and things we expose ourselves to. So it's true that keeping it at the minimum and focusing on one thing is very important in this current dispensation. You just have to know about that and to help us fly.
Because we spoke about Paris and then Berlin, so Senior is talking about helping us fly. The funny part is that when you look at this same rule, it also tells you that 80% of the troubles you are facing now comes from 20% of your friends or your associates. And the downfall of a company or your business, 80% of that comes from 20% of whatever thing you see as a result. So even when it comes to productivity, when you go to a company, chunk of the work is usually being done by 20% of the people. The other 80%, they just come to work and even disturb and then go back. If you have ever worked with a group, you realize that no, not everybody does the work. Only 20% does the work. Like 80% of the work. I don't know if you've also noticed all those things.
It's
Yeah, it's true. It's
it's
true.
true.
Normally, that's what happens. Like you have a group of people, we are so many, but yet only a few are doing the work.
Yeah. So in case you find yourself in any large company, give the most important task to your effective 20% and delegate the minor works that are not very important to the other 20% that is not very effective. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, James, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
But the truth is, I didn't come now.
Okay. Yeah. Newton, your last words for today.
Oh, I've said it already. Keeping it on the minimum is okay for us. We just have to identify the thing that we are interested in. Because if you are doing something you are not interested in it, you can't you know put your all in it. So it has to be interesting and it has to be just one where you can put in all your efforts. It will help.
Okay. Yeah, Kweku.
Yeah. So for me, I think just like Meeting said, it's important to focus. And even there's an account proverb that says that if you pee at one point, you get bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't do that, then you won't get the result. So I think it's a good thing that you brought up. I wish you shared a book with me, either PDF or something, so I could also take a read. But those are my words, my final words. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. And in that relating to what we are doing now, it means that you can equally achieve more with less. You don't need to learn 6 hours a day or practice 10 hours a day. Make sure if it is 30 minutes you want to do, perfect what you are doing in that 30 minutes. Like focus and try to achieve the best. Um, yeah, so that's all for today. Focus on the vital, delegate the unnecessary things, leverage on the resources that you have, and then use less to achieve more. Those are the things I learned from the book. So we might continue tomorrow or any other day, probably with a different book. Bye. See you another time.